Hey, namaskar, everybody. Hopefully everybody's been doing fantastic. Listen, if you're new to the channel, I want to thank you for stopping by and checking it out. And if you're already a subscriber, you know I appreciate it. And welcome back. And you better believe it, it's time for another adventure. I think today what we're going to do is we're going to do a little small hike. It could be a big loop, but I'm going to do only one section of it today. And that will be taking place in none other than Mill Creek Park. It seems like I'm always here, but why not? It's an awesome place. But Mill Creek Park in Youngstown, Ohio, if you're new to the channel and you don't know where that's at. But it looks like you caught me reminiscing my childhood memories. And if you're my age or older, you'll know where I'm at. Actually, let me turn the camera around so you can see the area. Like I said, if you're my age, which I'm 50, I'll be 51 in March. So my age or older, you'll know where this place is. And if you don't know, or you won't know once I tell you where I'm at, you missed out on one of the coolest, best places in Youngstown, Ohio. This was the area of Idora Park. This was actually, that would have been the parking lot for Idora Park. And the Jackrabbit actually would have been over there. There would have been gates, the entrance gate, and that whole area would have been Idora Park. Idora Park was an amusement park in Youngstown, Ohio. And I believe it was the boat ride that caught on fire, and it never came back after the fire. It was a really cool place. But don't think on the size of like Kings Island or Cedar Point or Geauga Lake. It was on a smaller scale, but it was big in the community of Youngstown. Man, the Jackrabbit, the Wildcat, the Lost River, the bright shiny silver airplane ride that above the fries, the bumper cars. They had the fun house was awesome. I love the fun house. Used to love that ride. What else was really cool in there? Oh, the ballroom. Who can forget the ballroom? But my favorite thing they used to have at the ballroom was the car shows. And it wasn't like the car shows now. You know, there wasn't a bunch of, fanboys out there with their Subarus and seeing who has, the poppiest exhaust, whatever. We had motors popping out of the hood. We had fat tires. The graphics on the cars, hand painted. There was no wraps. It was hand painted art. It was awesome. The extended vans, that was a big thing with the fish tanks inside and the big TVs, carpet. It was an awesome time. It was a really awesome time. And yeah, that's what I was doing. That's what I was doing. And this here is the parking lot. You can see the mill is that way. Okay, Lanterman's mill is that way. And to be honest, I don't really ever park in this parking lot. This is like an overflow parking lot. I usually park, which I'll show you here when we get down to it. I usually park in the smaller parking lot down a little bit, but I wanted to do the whole, Idora Park intro, so that's why I parked up here. But yeah, again, it looks like a bunch of nothingness right now, but back in the day, man, you would have the smells, the smell of the food and the noises and the sounds of people screaming, the fun screaming. It was awesome. It was awesome. So if you do park in this parking lot, we're gonna take this trail here. Let's start walking to the trail that we're gonna hike today. I'm gonna hike the East Gorge Trail. That's what we're gonna do today. Well, just not, yeah, because I'm not just hiking it, you're hiking with me. So we're gonna do the East Gorge Trail, and it's not a very long trail. I think it's maybe only, I don't even think it's like a half a mile. Now, you could do the whole Gorge Trail, which does the east and the west. And I think that is probably a couple miles, because it'll start actually from the mill and you'll go down to Iron Bridge, Cinderella Bridge. And all these names that I'm throwing out there, I've done a lot of videos. So go through my channel and check out some of the videos about Mill Creek Park. You'll get some other information that I might not talk about today. And this is all new. This used to be just a footpath to get over here. But what we're gonna do, you could go straight. Like I said, this is new. But we're gonna go this way. And I will show you where I usually park. And just remember that bridge right there. Remember that bridge, because when we do the trail, I'm probably gonna talk about it a little bit. This is, yeah, I don't know if you can see. We're gonna be going down there anyway, but down there, that's the East Gorge Trail that we're gonna do. And this, right where we're at, right in this whole area, is one of the highest points in the park. And like I said, this is like the mill area. So we'll keep walking. These stones right here, these pillars, they are kind of neat. They used to have cables running through them at one time, and after the cables, yeah, look, you can tell they're old. After the cables, there was a shoddy little fence, you know, there. It wasn't that great over time anyway. Yeah, yeah, right there is what we're gonna be walking on, that little boardwalk. It's actually pretty cool. I think in one of my videos, I know it was winter time and they had that closed, so I couldn't have went that anyway. But yeah, these pillars, yeah, somebody left a bag there. Check it out. Check it out. That over there on that side is the West Gorge Trail over there, which we are not going to do today. We'll do that a different day. I'll break it up. I like to break these up because I don't know if everybody likes to watch, you know, 3-hour-long videos or not. But you're still seeing the pillars, right? All these pillars that go through. I want to say there was 24 of them in all. And again, they used to have steel cables going through them. And yeah, see, that's the original like pillar and fence. Can you hear that? I hear a waterfall. We're gonna go past it. Nice view though, right? Yeah, again, I wasn't counting, but I do believe there's 24 of them. And at one time, way back when, a horse and buggy actually went over the side of this. And there were some people inside, and they were saved by some shrubbery and trees or whatever that was down. But the horse the horse continued to fall and hitting the trail, which would have been the East Gorge Trail that we're doing. The horse broke his neck and died. So, you know, it's kind of like that whole thing. Nobody thinks of safety until something happens, but that was the whole thing of why they started putting the fencing up. But yeah, you can see the pillars. They go all the way down. And I say this every time I do a video here. I always emphasize, you used to be able to walk. That's the original way to walk, and you would go underneath the Canfield Bridge right there. They redid this, which it looks nice. It does look nice. I mean, it does look nice. Check it out. And yes, it is decorated for Christmas. But I always thought it was cool, and I think everybody would agree with me, that you would walk this way and you would walk underneath the bridge. They blocked it off with the boulders right there. I thought it was the coolest thing. I don't know if they blocked it off because of safety or not. I'm not sure. But yeah, see, they blocked it with the boulders. And, you know, I have to admit though, I did climb over here before and take some pictures underneath the bridge after they did this. So like I said, I don't know, it was probably a safety concern because of the bridge, maybe, I don't know, but it was awesome. That was like the fun part of coming here and walking underneath there, because it was like, it was creepy. And then when you got past, you seen the mill, you seen the falls, and here, I don't know, to me when you're here, now they got this whole kind of thing, and now you're crossing streets and everything. Before, you didn't have to do that. So I don't know which would have been better, not sure. So yeah, that small parking lot that we just passed, where the pillars were, that's where I usually park. And this here, let me go down here. Yes, that's the falls, Lanterman Mill. And again, I've done videos on a lot of this stuff, so go through my channel, go through my videos and check them out. But that's where you would have came out. You would have came out right through there, and you would have kept walking and walking, and then you would have got to this point anyway. But yeah, they got rid of that, walking underneath that. I don't know why. Okay, let's keep walking. I was gonna do this yesterday. I was gonna walk yesterday. Let me do it this way. Yeah, this way? Yeah, let me show you the falls. I'm trying to get the best way, because you don't want to look. Of course, that house over there I always like, but I don't think you want to look at the woods there. You want to look at that behind me. That's an awesome view. I was off yesterday. I was going to take a walk yesterday here, and I walked outside and I turned right back and laid back down and watched TV because it was too cold. And I woke up this morning and went to work, and I was like, man, it's an awesome day out today, so I'm gonna go for a hike. You know, even if I don't make a video, I love hiking. So stone wall up there. Lanterman Mill. And yes, that mill does still work and produce flour, but it's not for business. It's more for like the tourism, and they are closed, I believe, for the season. I think they had already had their Christmas at the mill. I think it was last weekend or something like that. So if you go on Mill Creek Park's website, they have a calendar of events that you can follow. So that's where we came from. We came from up that way. Okay, that's where we parked, and we came down the steps, and bam, this is what we are looking for right here. And if you want to, you can walk down there and you can get right to the falls, but we're not going to do that because I already done that in another video. Go look at it, check it out. But we'll get to see it. We're going to get to see it again, don't you worry. Right there, Lanterman Mill. And that's the foundation, Ward and Florence Beecher Foundation, that actually restored, helped restore the mill when it was bought. It is awesome to go inside. I did a video on it. You can check it out. I went, you can't go to the top floor, but I did go in. I went to the basement. I got to see the wheel and everything, so it's pretty cool. The millstones. These are what they use to grind down the flour and stuff. And there's actually, I think it's still there. It should still be there. There is one of these wheels on the west side of the water that got it was washed away when one of the mills got flooded and washed away, and that ended up downstream. Not this mill, but one of the older mills. There was a bunch of mills that were here, but here we are right here, the East Gorge Trail. Yeah, half a mile long. I'm trying to find something. I don't know where it would be. There is a name. I don't know if it's down that way or not. You know what? We may have to walk around this mill for a minute. Let's walk around this mill one time. Yeah, there's all the fencing and stuff back in the time. Even the bridges used to have that kind of siding to it. I don't see it. I am looking for a name that is engraved in the sandstone on the mill, and I don't, but it's one of the oldest names engraved in the park, or one of the oldest names. I think it's actually down a little bit on the mill. I'm gonna see if I can kind of spot it. I don't know if I'll be able to or not. I don't want to be walking all over the place, and I don't want to fall down in there. I'm not seeing it unless it's covered up. I'm gonna have to try to find it. Yeah, the letters were WSD. It would have been Walter Dean, and he was from Lordstown, Ohio. And like I said, I don't want to walk down there, but he inscribed his initials on the sandstone, and I think it's hidden behind this brush. So if you know where it's at, let me know in the comments. But it's in there somewhere. It's in that area. I thought maybe I'd be able to see it right from here, but I don't. But it's supposed to be one of the oldest names or inscriptions in the park. Always love this area. Check that out. Check it out. Man, is that awesome, right? Look at that. Wow. Yeah, see, you were able to walk under the bridge. You would have been walking up there, you know, and it it was exciting, it was creepy, it was adventurous is what it was. That's what it was. Yeah, I'm still looking for that name. But look at that view right there. I always say I hope it comes out, because GoPro's the lighting stinks on it. But there's Lanterman Mill. And I don't actually know how high that is. I've seen 20 foot, I've seen 32 foot, I've seen 27 foot. So we're just gonna say that's 20 something foot high. And there's that area right in there. That's the Caves of the Winds with the Pool of Shadows. And when the water's really low, because it's kind of low now. It's not really as high as it gets, but you can get over there. Are you supposed to? I don't know. I don't think so. But you can go in there. You can get over there, especially when this water is low. Wow, that's awesome, right? Lanterman Mill. Lanterman Mill, Lanterman Falls. Now that lower one, that's a natural fall. But that small one on top, that's man-made. Yeah, see all the engravings too. Everybody engraves on them. 38. I always like looking at those names. We'll get to some old ones up here though. But again, we're in Youngstown, Ohio, in Mill Creek Park. A lot of trails out here, a lot of places to hike, a lot of things to see. We are on the East Gorge Trail. So, and that's all I'm doing today. I'm only doing the East Gorge part. And you can follow this. This is a complete loop, and you can go all the way around, and you'll go up there. Actually, if you see the end of the bridge over there, and you see the rails over there, that's the western part over there. That's the trail up there. Yeah, see, I was telling you, you can get down there, and you can get over there. You can get over there. And there's something leaking. And then when you look at those, just think that could fall down at any time. It has been known that pieces have fell from here and continue to fall. And all these are pieces that fell from up there. So yeah, watch above. But it does look awesome. But yeah, in the winter time, that's filled. That whole the cave over there is filled with icicles, and it looks freaking cool. There's some old names over there, right there. What is that? I think that's 1884 maybe. It's in the 1800s right there. Man, yeah, look at that. That is awesome. What's even better, and a lot of people don't like to hike in the rain. I actually love it. Not when it's like pouring down, but when it's raining. This may be one of the coolest trails to hike in the park when it's raining. And when we get down a little bit, I'll show you why. But you've seen a little bit of there's somebody walking up on the Canfield Bridge over there. All right, man, that's a nice view too right there. Wow. The mill peeping through. But you see some of the water coming through the rock. when it rains, it really flows through there. Now this is all new as well. And when I say new, you know, past, you know, 30 years or so, this used to just be a regular trail. There was no boardwalk or anything like that. And I'm trying to find the wheel too. Like I said, somewhere on the west side there is a mill, or there is a wheel that got washed away from one of the original mills that used to be here. Tell me that's not an awesome view. Yep, one of my favorite trails. Yeah, so if you do this trail, I'm going to try to find out where that name is inscribed on the mill itself, but that's something to check for. Looking for the actual wheel in the water or something to look for. And the water maybe have to be a little lower yet, but it's on that side. It's on that side. All right, let's keep going. Look at that. Look at that. Oh man. Yeah, see? This right here, look at this. Right? It's a big piece, right? It fell from there. I don't know when that fell, because that's been there for as long as I can remember. But it does break off and fall continuously. Nope, I just got water on my head. Something was dripping on me. Yeah, still got some ice. Yeah, there's some ice up there. That's what dripped on me. Some ice. Wow. Some more ice. A lot of photo ops here too. Wow. So can you imagine walking without this here? Because in the early years of the park, this wasn't here. They actually had to walk, you know, foot trails. And bear in mind, if you do come here and you're walking this trail, there are steps. It's not a crazy it's not like a crazy step trek, but if you don't like steps, you know, you probably won't like doing this. We'll keep going. There's some more names. A lot of hemlocks around here too. Hey, buddy.
Sorry.
No, you're all right. Yeah, see how the water goes through the rocks and stuff when it's raining? It really comes down. See what I tell you? Steps. Steps, 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 steps. But it's fun. And I think this was closed down. They did have it closed down last year because I think they were repairing some of the ledges. I think it was some of the pieces were sinking in. I like how the trees wrap around the rocks. And then when you get down in here, and when the water's real quiet and low and it's not flowing, it's super quiet. Squirrel. He looked at me and booked out of there. See if we can see him. I know he's somewhere. Well, we got to see a little bit of him anyway. Wonder where he went. Okay, well, we've seen a little bit of him. There's another tree with the rock base. That's a cool view right there. That'd be an awesome picture at night. At night, and if you could see the stars, that would be awesome. Yeah, that's excellent, excellent. Yeah, I love these kind of trails. These trails are awesome. I love the boardwalk trails. You know what? We got lucky again today, and I'll show you why when we get up here. This area here, okay? This is Umbrella Rock. Umbrella Rock, not to be confused with Shelter Rock. Shelter Rock is on the west side of the trail. This is Umbrella Rock. And again, back in the day, this wasn't here. There was a totally different kind of trail, and there would have been benches up in here, and people would have been able to sit under here, and this whole stretch right here. Look at that. Wow. Yeah, people would have sat in here. You look at some old pictures, you'll see people in their fancy hats and their dresses sitting under Umbrella Rock, and it would go all the way over there. Now see, I was telling you, I keep looking because I think I keep seeing people walking. I was telling you, this is my favorite trail to hike when it's raining. When it's raining, you see that water over there? That's just a awesome waterfall. It's like 10 times bigger than what it is now, and it just looks cool. And it starts coming from over here too. Like there's a few spots where it comes down, and it's awesome. You could just stand here, as you could tell, Umbrella Rock. You know, you're not getting wet. You could stand right here and listen to the water flow, listen to the waterfalls, listen to whatever wildlife is out. Oh man, that's awesome. Nothing better than that. Okay, let's start going down. See, more steps. Yeah, not bad though. They're not, the steps aren't bad, but if you have bad legs or whatever, you might want to stay away from this one. Now on the west trail, on the west trail, there's no steps other than the beginning where the Canfield Bridge is, but it is you could twist your ankle a little bit on that one because it's a little bit rocky, You know, it's not level. See, that's what I'm talking about. The water comes from that. And that was actually, that would have been water coming from Idora Park back in the day. That's the area that's coming from. And that bridge right there I told you they used to have different sides on the bridges and things like that. It was more, I think back then it was more ornate, you know. Probably they cut down on costs or whatever, you know. They use wood now and whatnot, but everything was more ornate back then. It just, and that was the point of Mill Creek Park, though. It was supposed to be ornate. But I think when we go back up, when we head back up to where I park, I'm gonna walk. So we're gonna walk across that bridge. But yeah, that's what I was telling you about when we first started. I was like, see that bridge right there? Remember that? There's the bridge right there, and that's the waterfall. When it's wet out and when it rains, it really comes down. It looks pretty. It's an awesome photo op to take. Be a cool selfie to take when you're here with your someone special, and you know. But yeah, and I think they might have back in the day called that the Idora Bridge as well. I think. And I want to say somewhere around here in this area, I think there used to be an old distillery around here somewhere. I'm pretty sure. The water's kind of slowing down a little bit, getting a little more quiet. Now see, that's it for that wood path. Okay, now it's this, and this is what the West Gorge Trail is like. It's all like this, and what I was telling you back in the day, that's what this whole trail would have been, you know. So you would have walked right underneath Umbrella Rock. And I think I didn't even pay no attention. I think from Umbrella Rock, I'm pretty sure, like almost across from that is where Shelter Rock would be, which has, in my opinion, one of the best views of the mill in Lanterman Falls. My opinion, though. Yeah, this is what I was talking about, man. You got to watch your ankles when you do this. Yeah, and if you like hemlock trees, this is a nice, actually all of Mill Creek Park is filled with hemlock trees. They're everywhere. And especially when they're wrapped around the rocks and everything, it looks really, really neat. And I didn't wear hiking shoes today. I just got my cons on, so more of a ankle twister could be. Oh man, yeah, pretty rocky. Oh, check that out. Look at that. That's cool. Wow. That's awesome. Yeah, maybe when it gets nice again, we come up on something really cool. I forgot about it. It's closer than I thought. But maybe when it gets a little warmer, maybe tomorrow, I don't know. I'd like to do the other side of the trail. I want to do that and walk it. What could this be? What could this be right here? Is it a is it for witches? Is this where the witches come to meet and do a circle dance? You know, it's just where just something magical happens. That's what it looks like, right? In a sense, that is kind of right. But let's go down here real quick. We can walk down by the creek. So you can get right down here. How cool is this? And there's actually the trail right there. That's the West Gorge Trail, right? It's right there. That's it. And that is also cool. When it's raining really hard, water will come down and fill that up. You can see all the freshwater clams. Let's see. Yeah. Freshwater clams. So, what do you think that is? Whatever it is, it looks cool, right? Well, I think I know what it was at one time. This is actually Sulphur Springs. And when I said it's kind of magical, in a sense it was. Back in the day, and again, when I tell you this information, you know, I haven't had it happen yet, but no need to like, hey, you're wrong in the comments, or no, that was this, that was this. If I catch myself with the wrong, with the wrong history or the wrong, you know, facts, I fix it most definitely. And again, I just go out and do these videos. There's no scripting. I just go out and I talk about things that I know from what my grandparents told me or from what other people told me. That's just what I do. And do some research for yourself. That way maybe you'll know more than I do, and maybe you can put it in the comments and we'll all know more than what we did. So yeah, but this was Sulphur Springs, and people came from all over the world. Seriously, they came from all over the world to get water from this spring. Now, it always didn't look like this though. There were so many people that used to come to Youngstown for the water from this spring that they built a couple hotels. They were building hotels. One was actually in Idora Park itself. But that's how many people were coming here. They would come here with their jugs, their bottles, and just fill them up to take them home. They were, you know, we're talking Europe, we're talking Germany, seriously. Now, it didn't always look like this. These steps weren't always here, you know. As cool as it looks now, like they weren't here, and that didn't look like that. It was just, I think it was pretty much a square kind of area that was here, and it had kind of like a gooseneck faucet that came out, kind of like a fancy Sloan faucet nowadays. But it was just something simple, and this is where everybody came. And that's what I said, that path wasn't always like that. It was, you know, it was probably worse than this, because this is laid out. You know, back in the day, it was probably just a normal, just footpath, you know. But people all over would come here for the water. And I believe there was a story of an older lady, and I don't know the name or where she came from, but she couldn't get out of bed. She was, I think everybody came here for rheumatism. Is that what it was? She couldn't get out of bed. She couldn't walk, and people were bringing her the water from this spring. And then she was able to get to one of the hotels around here. She was drinking this water. She was able to get to a hotel. And then again, she was still drinking the water. People were still bringing her water from here. And she was able finally to come for herself and make it to the spring. So that's pretty magical, right? And I think that was rheumatism. I'll probably put it on the screen later of what it is. But it was like the magical cure right here in Youngstown, Ohio, from Sulphur Springs. How cool is that? And eventually it got capped off, and I don't even think anybody would be allowed to do that now because of safety reasons, probably. But the park, I don't know if it was the park itself or it was Youngstown, and Voney hated the idea. Voney Rogers hated the idea. Mill Creek Park has had a lot of drainage issues. Way back when, the excess runoff from stormwater and sewer water actually went into the park's waterways. And Mill Creek Park still does have some problems, but that was one of the main reasons that, you know, the flow changed, and probably with the E. coli and everything else, it just wasn't safe anymore. But can you imagine now if that was still a spring? I know when I go up to Pennsylvania and I go camping up by Cook Forest, there's still a natural spring that comes out, and they tell you not to get water from it, but everybody does anyway. We fill up our water jugs and things like that. Not so much for drinking, but for cooking, or taking a shower or whatnot, but when you do drink it, it's so good. It's so cold. It's just so it's natural. It's awesome. It's getting filtered out by underground, the rocks and everything, the sandstone, everything. It's great. But that's what this is, Sulphur Springs. So if you come here, and it kind of almost gives you a spooky feeling, to be honest with you. Like if you didn't know what it was, it's like, oh my goodness, what is that? Well, that's what it was. Sulphur Springs. So Youngstown has a lot of cool history, and the park definitely does. So now you know. Now you are in the know of what this is. But I bet you witches still do come here. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. People build these little dams for the water to go through. That's cool. What an awesome day today. Awesome day. Nice and peaceful. Nice and hey, there's some ducks or mallards over there. Let's go take a gander at them. I think they used to have competitions at that spring too, and I want to say that there was a kid that drank like 18 glasses of water from there. Oh yeah, there is a yeah, there they are. Got some wildlife. There's some over there. They're all over there. How cool is that? Going up the waterfall over there. Oh, he's step trekking. They're slipping. So if they're slipping, when I tell you to be careful on the rocks because they're slippery, if they're slipping, they're slippery. All right, keep going. Little bench to sit on right there. Oh. Yeah, they're just enjoying the day too. That's all. I love seeing wildlife. Okay. This is the point where you could go to the right and it goes, you can go up to the road. Which I do take that every now and again, but we're gonna go straight and I'll show you why. It's nothing like crazy fascinating, but I want to show you what you can do. So we're gonna veer to the left here. You know, in the falls itself, Lanterman Falls is probably one of the most painted and photographed and drawn places in Ohio. Matter of fact, does the name Charles Hoover ring a bell for anybody? Charles Hoover, actually, he was a big time into art, and he used to come here all the time and paint the waterfall. And his parents didn't, you know, thought it was just no good, no. But he was good, and actually, I don't know if they are still or not, but some of his paintings of judges were hung in the courthouse. Okay, we'll keep going. That's cool. Here, we got a runner here. Yeah, see, you would have crossed that footbridge up there if you would have veered to the right. Obviously, it hasn't been raining crazy because that's dry. I almost don't want to talk because I love the sound of the water. Yeah, look at all those stone walls. That's awesome. Summertime, you could get out there, maybe walk, sit on top of that rock, sit out in the sun. Too cold to be out there. That rock's probably That'll freeze your butt to sit on it. Well, that's cool. I didn't think we were going to see a whole lot of wildlife today, but we got to see some ducks. Now, I believe this right here, yes, this would be the spot. This spot right here. When the water's low, I mean, even now in the summertime, the water, you know, it wouldn't really be a big thing. But you can cross right here. When the water's really low, you're able to cross here. There's like 20 something rocks that go around. You see how they go to the other side? Just that. You can walk across those to get to the other side and head back. Now, if you didn't want to do that, what you would do, and that's the whole reason I veered to the left, because I just wanted to show you that area of those rocks. So right after you get past these boulders right there, you'll see a row of rocks that go to the other side. But again, if you didn't want to do that, you would keep walking here, and I guess I would go even from the other side if you were walking on the other side as well. So and here is the road. Now, if you were on that side and you were walking, you would keep walking all the way that way over there, and you would come on the road back this way, and then you would go this way. There it is, East Gorge Trail. We hit the, is this the end or is this the starting point? I don't know, but we're at one of the points. Around that bend is where the Sulphur Bridge is, Cinderella Bridge, and that's where the kind of trail loops. Okay, again, we're not doing that today. I just wanted to do the East Gorge Trail today. That's all I wanted to do. Hey, somebody put pumpkins out. I just cleaned mine up from my yard, put those pumpkins out for the deer, break them in half. So if you have pumpkins still left over, put them in your backyard. Just break. You ain't got to break in the pieces. Just break them in half and leave them for the deer to eat, or animals, any animals that they like the pumpkin. So this is again East Gorge Trail. We just came from that way, but now we're gonna walk back up. We're gonna walk the road. It's not as pretty, I guess, but why not? Why not walk up it? Huh. And this is a pretty good grade going up. So if you follow my route, you may get a little winded if you go this way. So pretty cool, right? We found some history spots and learned a little bit about something. Again, any of my videos, if you can add information and put it in the comments, feel free. Definitely feel free, because it's fun to learn stuff. Even your own, even if you put in your own experiences, that's always fun too. It's always fun remembering things, especially if you're writing them down yourself. It even makes you remember them more. Awesome. Not a bad walk. It's not that strenuous. And here is, I veered to the left. If we would have veered to the right, this is where we would have came up at and head up that way. So either way, doesn't matter which way you go. There's no right way, there's no wrong way. But that's a cool, anything that has like bridges like that one right there and like guardrails is always okay in my book. Okay in my book. There's some runoff drain for water. Yeah, and you hear all the cars going by. You know, there's a spot on the side of the road you can walk. So unless there's idiots driving, you shouldn't have a problem. Shouldn't worry about people. And because a lot of people think that says 52 and not 25. So you do have to watch your back a little bit, you know. I mean, common sense will tell you that. See, that used to be up there, the whole Idora Park area. It was an awesome place. It was an awesome place. They used to have, oh, that's cool. Yeah, back in the day, people that used to work at the steel mill used to get parties at Idora Park. So, and you could bring your whole family. They would have the pavilion to use, and it was like a free day. You know, you didn't have to pay for it. That the company paid for that. So it was a big deal for Youngstown. Everybody in Youngstown came to Idora Park at one time or another, until it burnt down. I don't know if it would have been going as strong if it was still here. I don't know if it would have been going strong or not, you know, to this day. But you can actually go around, like if you go down this way in that road that veered up, it goes on the back side of the old Idora, and I think you can still see some little foundations in the area that was Kittyland. And I mean, even if you wanted to walk around, you could. I have no problem I have no problem walking around in the area. I mean, you wouldn't want to walk around it at night, you know, but if you're looking for a little bit of history, you know, something to do. Don't get caught going inside there either, because you can get inside, but it's, I think that a church owns that property now or something like that. You know, and I wish they would open it though. I wish you were allowed to just go walk around in there, because I think a lot of people would, just for the remembrance of it. You know, they're like, oh man, this is where I used to, you know, shoot the BB guns. Oh, I used to get root beer here. Oh man, you know, these fries were so good at this one, but can't get in there. Yeah, there's the fence back in there. And in this area here, what's cool, I don't know if any of you guys that are watching ever did it. I'm sure I wasn't the only one, because I used to see cars lined up. They would be lined up on this street. They would be all here, all really up until the bridge. In this area, I'm trying to think of where it would have been. Let's see, that's the parking lot. It would have been roughly over out here in this area, because I think the water ride, the Lost River, used to be like in that area, and then further down would have been the Wildcat. And people used to stop on the road, at least my mom did. We would like go get McDonald's or Arby's, whatever, and we would come here and park. And you know, which now thinking about it wasn't really a good idea because of, you know, other traffic. Of course, I don't think there was as much traffic back then as there is today. But you would park and you would hear the screams of the people on the Wildcat, you know. So that's my childhood memory of going through the park, listening to the people at Idora Park, you know. Yeah, like I said, I wasn't the only one that did that either, because I remember cars being parked doing the same thing. And you would be able to see the track, like the top of the track. You wouldn't be able to see the whole thing, but you would be able to see them, like kind of that initial hill going down. So yeah, that was cool. Yeah, look at that. That's awesome. That's cool, right? Man, we've been walking for a little over an hour here. Doesn't seem like it. Good exercise, good exercise. And here's the bridge. We are back at the bridge again. Yeah, see, it's all wood now, you know, and again, this is replaced even from what was here before, but used to be ornate. Used to be the old iron on here, and everything kind of was like that circular shape. Yep. Let's go over here and see. See, like I told you, Idora Park was over there, and this, we were down there looking. This is Umbrella Rock right underneath us. So the water would come down here and it goes. How cool is that? Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. All right. Well, I think that was our little hike today. Nothing wrong with that, huh? That was a good some good exercise. I'll eventually get over and do the West Gorge Trail. Oh, there's another squirrel there. Got these gray squirrels. Can you see it? I know. There he is. There he is. They like hiding. They like going around the trees. There's another one over there. They can't hide in this time of the weather because of all the leaves. They can't be sneaky. Well, I think this is where I am going to stop. Yeah, so you can see the old fountain, or the old foundation of the jackrabbit over there. I actually think that I have a picture. When I get home, I'm actually gonna look for it. I think I have a picture, and it's not that good, but I took when that was still partially up, because everything was torn down, but the jackrabbit was left up. The track was there for quite a while before they ended up tearing it down. I think I did get a picture of that. So, all right, I think I'm gonna end the video right here then. Hey, I want to everybody for watching. You know, if you're new to the channel, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you continue, you know, watching. That being said, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I mostly do a lot of walking. I do go a lot of places. I do towers, I do trails, the occasional food critic. But that being said, I appreciate all you for watching, and until the next adventure, wherever that may be, and it's probably going to be right here where I am today. Remember the thrill and enjoy the ride. Fair Malenge.